In the conventional adoption model, it is believed that the technology will be adopted looking at the economic benefit or profit based on their utility. But experience show that only economic benefit or profit can drive for the adoption of the technologies. There are also so many factors such as behavioral factors, psychological factors, which can also affect for the adoption of the technology. On this background, Farmers Behavior Insight Project, FBIP, has been implemented in Eastern Gangetic Plain, which is funded by ACIA and leading by the University of Western Australia. And Nepal is also one of them for implementing the project. As a new idea of behavior economics, we are implementing this project. And now, from this paper, I am trying to answer the question of can behavior factors better explain the adoption of zero tillage in wheat farming by taking case of Nepal. Nepal is landlocked and there is a labor scarcity, inappropriate use of inputs, high production cost, and rain-fed farming ultimately will lead to the low productivity. And these are the major challenges in Nepalese farming. To address such challenges, these conservation agriculture related technologies such as GT wheat can be option to reduce cost of production and improve the yield. Since 2014, SRFSI project, Sustainable and Resilient Farming System Intensification Project, has been implemented in Nepal. It is believed that this project is very beneficial for the farmers. Despite its multiple economic and environmental benefits, the adoption of conservation agriculture is very low. This showed that this traditional extension approach has not been contributing in the upscaling of the new technology. And also the farmers, they believe what their ancestors had practiced. Mostly they don't want to adopt the new idea. So in this context, designing appropriate ways of upscaling to convince them about the innovative idea is very critical. So farmers' behavior insights have important role to adopt such kind of technology. So in this context, this study tried to identify various drivers related to behavior in the adoption of JT wheat technology. For this study, we have selected Sunsari district in Nepal. In the Sunsari district, we have selected 4 sites, and we had also set the criteria for the selection of the site. We should have a similar type of agroecology and physical characteristics, and farmers should have the knowledge or awareness of the conservation agriculture. For this, to ensure this, uh, we have explained about the conservation agriculture before survey, and another criteria was the availability of the service provider and machinery. For this study, uh, we have selected 85 farmers for this treatment, and this sample size was determined by using the power analysis. And this we have maintained the separate location for this treatment to avoid the contamination and spillover effect for the experiment. Basically, this is from the baseline study of this project, and we are trying to intervene some of merging experiment. So this project is use this baseline information by comparing this treatment intervention. So for this project, I have already mentioned to avoid contamination, we have selected those locations apart from the SRFSI site where these conservation agriculture related intervention had already been carried out. For this study, before survey, we have translated this questionnaire into the local language for the easily understanding of the respondent, and we have taken the informed consent before the survey from the respondent, and we have followed this protocol developed by the University of Western Australia for the survey and data entry. And in this pandemic situation, we have also followed the protocol and guidelines developed by the WHO. Now, in this study, the intention to adopt JT wheat is very critical, as we have taken this as a dependent variable, where 66% of the respondents said that they are intended to adopt this JT technology, and 50% farmers are unsure, and 19% didn't want to adopt this technology. For this analysis, for the identification of factor affecting adoption to intention to adopt JT with technology, we have used the probit model. This model is appropriate for modeling the dichotomous dependent variable. In this case, I have already mentioned intention to adopt JT wheat. If they showed their intention to adopt JT wheat, we have provided 1, otherwise 0, and used the dependent variable. And we have used 11 socioeconomic and institutional variables and 17 behavior variables. And both probit and logic model can be used in such type of dichotomous dependent variable, but we have selected probit model based on the goodness of it. As I mentioned earlier, we have used 11 socioeconomic and institutional variable like age, farming experience in year, total household members, total household dependent members, total farm machinery, total cultivated land, and total income as a continuous variables, and gender, remittance, received household, saving money for general purpose, and saving money for agricultural purpose is dummy variable. Among those 11 variables, only 2, age and the gender, found significant among adopters and non-adopters. In case of behavior variables for modeling intention to adopt the JT wheat, we have taken 17 behavior variables, and these 17 behavior variables were from the 6 behavior theories. In our analysis, we have used variables like, are they able to overcome family objection, neighbor objections, and are they able to pay contracted service provider on date of seeding, from the theory of self-efficacy measure, where both of the variables were found significant among adapters and non-adapters, and whether farmers can form a group to adopt JT wheat in these rabi seasons, especially this season is for the wheat cultivation, from the collective efficacy measure theory, and also three variables from the social support theory, but only one variables like whether they express support from family for the idea of adopting JT wheat or not from the social subtheory, which is significant among the adapters and non-adapters. Like some of the variables related to the expectations, attitude, goals, aspirations. From the theory of plant behavior, we have used only some variables related to attitudes and goals and aspirations were found significant. And some of the variables from the social identity theory, we have used six. Variables related to the social identity theory, but only one variables which is related to willing to try new practice and approaches is found significant among adapters and non-adapters. From this descriptive analysis, now I want to move into this modeling. Use a probit model for the intention of adaptive JT wheat. From this model, it seems that among the 11 socioeconomic and institutional variables, only 5 variables were found significant, and in case of behavior variables, for the intention to adoption of JT wheat, only 4B theories are found major drivers. I mean to say is only 4 behavior economics related theories are driving for the adoption of JT wheat. Such theories are such as self-efficacy measure, collective efficacy measure, social support, and social identity theories are guiding for the adoption of these JT wheat. From this result, it showed that if the farmers are younger, the intention to adoption is more likely, and if the farmers are male, the likely or the probability of adoption of JT wheat is more compared to the female, and if the household smaller household are more probability to adopt or more likely to adopt this JT wheat technology compared to the larger farmers, and the farmers who have more income and they have saving for the agriculture are more intended to adopt this JT wheat technology compared to the older farmers. Farmers who can pay for the contracted service provider on the date of seeding has 28% more likely to adopt compared to those who can't pay, and the farmers who can form a group to adopt JT wheat technology has 17% more likely to adopt this JT wheat technology compared to farmers they can't form a group. And if the farmers feel difficulty in obtaining JT machine in time to seed early, the 12% more likely to decrease the adoption of this JT wheat technology in case of wheat. And if the farmers are interested to try a new practice, new approaches, they have 26% more likely to adopt this JT wheat technology And if the farmers uh, are more calm, more relaxed, there is 29% more probability to reduce adoption of this technology. And if the farmers are extrovert, enthusiastic, outgoing, they are 15% more likely to adopt this technology. And also, in a similar manner, if they are sympathetic, if they are warm, friendly, there is also 45% more chance to adopt this technology. From overall analysis, this model looks good fit. Based on this analysis, we can also see in this test, this is best fit model. And also from this ROC curve, whose value is 0.95, which reveals that the model represents this adequate discrimination, and it looks good. And in conclusion, what we can say that from the overall analysis, based on our research questions, yes, we can say there are so many behavior factors that can play significant role in the adoption of this JT technology. And to increase more adoption, to promote this technology, we should have to focus on the young farmers, and we should have to target convincing the male farmers, and we should have to make resource available to the farmers by arranging this agriculture loan, linking farmers to the agriculture loan, and the link to the cooperatives and other financial institutions for agriculture saving, and also make sure that the availability of service provider in the time, in the study time, which is very critical for this technology. And also we should have to focus on this, is this depending upon the mechanized farming, we should have to focus on the larger size of the land. So land is also important. So those farmers who have larger side and the land is suitable for this JTV technology, we should have to focus for those farmers, and we should have to target to promote this technology through the group and support the farmers groups and the service provider to establish a formalized service contracting system is also critical to promote this technology. Last but not least, I would like to acknowledge ACIR for providing fund for this project, and I would like to thank University of Western Australia for this leading of this project, and also other partners like University of New England, NAR, my colleagues here, and the respondent who are contributed for the successful completion of this project are also very appreciable, and I would also like to thank all of them. And that's all of my presentation. If there are some queries, concern, I will be happy to address the same. Thank you.